Hi friends, today we're gonna talk about Scandinavian defense, which white has to face quite often, and many times we don't really prepare to this opening because it seems simple and intuitive. We think, if black plays Scandinavian, I'll just follow general opening principles. The positions are clear and the play is straightforward. But today I suggest we look at a specific strategy for white. And of course, this won't be the main theoretical line, where black is usually better prepared since they choose the Scandinavian defense. But before we go, let's remember that Scandinavian defense belongs to semi-open games type in chess opening classification. And to learn more semi-open games, and not only semi-open of course, I invite you to join my course. You can find the link in the description. In this course, we're gonna set up your openings repertoire just in 10 lessons, so you could have full hands-on chess tool to play blitz games right away. Join me! So, let's go to Scandinavian. You play e4, black replies d5, you exchange the central pawns without hesitation, and the most common reply is queen d5, of course. Then comes the natural knight c3, developing with the tempo, and black most often retreats queen a5. From here we usually continue about general principles, knight f3 or d4 to seize the center. Then comes normal development, knight f6, knight f3, bishop f5. Black doesn't want to block this bishop with e6, and bishop d2 eyeing the queen. Black may play c6 or a6, we bring the bishop to c4, knight b d7, we develop queen to e2 opposite the king, and black moves the queen out of danger, and we even can castle long or short. Familiar? Have you played this many times, right, without knowing theory? The position is fine, understandable, but equal and not very exciting. Let's prepare something sharper and more interesting from the start. e4, d5, ed, queen d5, knight c3, queen a5, and here comes our prepared surprise, b4, a pawn sacrifice. First, if black declines the sacrifice, white is perfectly fine, as in main lines. For example, on queen e5 check, we block it with bishop, bishop d2, black prepares a retreat for the queen with c6, we develop with tempo knight f3, the queen slips back, we seize the center with d4, all like in main line, but now we have the active b4 pawn, which controls a5 and c5 squares, and threatens b5 aiming c6, and on trade, luckily, develop our pieces to b5. The position will be familiar. If black refuses the pawn, you'll know what to do with it. But we're interested in accepting the sacrifice. e4, d5, ed, queen d5, knight c3, queen a5, b4, queen b4, knight b5. The idea is to lure the queen far away from it no longer defends c7, and we immediately threaten it. Notice there are no checks yet by this diagonal since we haven't advanced d4. Black could try queen e4 check, but then we calmly block it with bishop e2, luring queen to g2 by the way. And we can see that queen g2 is impossible, because we take knight c6 check, king d8, then we develop our bishop with the tempo, bishop f3, covering all this position with the tempo on queen, queen g5, and we finally win the rook on a8. Retreats with the check on e-file doesn't work for black. Let's back to the sacrifice. If black avoids these checks and tries to defend c7 after queen b4, knight b5, instead of tricks, black retreats queen a5 to protect c7. This is the common road for the queen in Scandinavian, so black would play it really often, queen a5. And we play bishop c4, targeting the other weak point, f7 square. As we know, there are two weak points in the beginning, c7 and f7. Now black is very tempted to chase the knight. c6 looks natural, driving away the knight, relieving the pressure on c7 and clearing the usual retreat square for the queen. That's what Scandinavian players often do automatically, because queen goes this role: queen a5, queen a7. And here comes our prepared combination: bishop f7 check, king f7, queen h5 check, already aiming, by this line to the queen. And on every g6 blocks, we just go knight d6 with the check, winning the queen. What else can black try? King e6, we still having knight d4 check, open attack for the queen, and queen is lost. If they go king f6, then we develop our bishop with check, bishop b2 check, drives the king to e6 point, again under the knight's check. They can block it with e5, we capture with the bishop, and after king e6 the only move. Yes, there is no more open attack for the queen, but we have knight c7 check, king d7, and queen e8 mate. Even worse than extra queen, right? Checkmate in the center. So this is a fun tactical trap hidden in seemingly equal Scandinavian. Let's repeat the moves: e4 d5, ed queen d5, knight c3 queen a5, b4 queen b4, knight b5 queen a5, bishop c4, c6, bishop f7 check, sacrifice the bishop, king f7, queen h5 check, aiming the queen, g6, and knight d6 check, winning the queen. A great trap. Try it in blitz without worrying about rating and see how many Scandinavian players will fall into it. And if only few openings bite, let's look at more strategic continuation using the same b4 idea. e4 d5, ed queen d5, knight c3, queen a5, b4 queen b4. Suppose you tried knight b5, but not many opponents go for queen a5 anymore. Instead, they might play knight f6, avoiding all these queen h5 tricks. Then you might not want to give up the pawn for nothing. In this case, you can choose a more positional approach. Instead of knight b5, you can try to play rook b1. You already gained by giving the pawn, you get a powerful open line. Black is forced to retreat the queen, queen d6, this is the center d4, again threaten c7 with possible knight b5. We also keep b7 pawn under pressure, restricting black's dark squared bishop, develop quickly, and they have to lock it with e6 pawn. And you just have all the pieces developed, open lines, and play intuitively. Give it also a try, good luck, and let me know which option works better for you.